Good morning, everyone. In 2011, when I was about 12 years old, my Facebook DP wasn't a photo of me. It was a photo of Australian legend all-round cricketer Shane Watson. And just 10 days back in Delhi, we did a shoot together in which Shane Watson was Munna Bhai and I was Circuit. We did this because he's a partner in the brand that I'm building. Now, how and why did all of this happen? Let's go back to my childhood. I always wanted to become a cricketer, like many of us. I would tell kids at my cricket academy that I would open the batting and I would open the bowling as well. Because Shane Watson does the same for Australia. So why can't I? But very soon, the reality of life struck that in India, it's virtually impossible to become a cricketer. Because गली गली के बच्चे को विराट कोहली बनना है. So the odds are not really stacked in your favor. So naturally, I moved on to the next big thing, IIT. I prepared hard for 2 years. And in April 2016, when I was 17 years old, the result came out. 62753. This was my JEE rank. I cried when the result came out. I knew despite the preparation, I had not made it. After that, I took admission in a private college. And then I started preparing for the next big thing, the next obvious step in a student's journey, MBA. I specifically wanted to crack IIM Ahmedabad because I wanted to make amends for all of the failures I've had recently. But this time again, as you can guess it, I did not manage to make it to IIM Ahmedabad. Thankfully, I managed to make it into a few lower ranked IIMs, and I also managed to crack a job which paid me pretty decently. I thought let's get some work experience first, so I joined corporate. So in 2020, I was 21 years old. I was earning about 1 lakh per month. Everything seemed well on paper. But inside my heart, I was dreading every day. While going to sleep, I knew I don't love what I do. I asked myself, is this what I want to do when I'm 25 years old? Is this what I want to do when I'm 35 years old? Probably I'll be a VP in a corporate company. I'll be earning probably 1 crore rupees per annum. But does that excite me? Is that my passion? For me, the answer was clear-cut no. I had the entrepreneurial bug in my heart from the very beginning. I was just fascinated by entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship and how they take something tangible, an idea in their head, to something that impacts millions of people around the globe. And I knew I want to do something of my own. So I asked myself, what do I love right now? What is the problem that I'm facing right now? I had recently gone through a 20 kgs weight loss journey. So I went from being a chubby 90 kg kid to a relatively fit 70 kg kid. And during my weight loss journey, as a vegetarian, I personally found it really tough to get 100 to 120 grams of protein per day in my diet. And I felt most of the packaged food brands in India in the protein market spoke only to the bodybuilder or the gym enthusiast. No one really spoke to the casual Gen Z. No one really spoke to the mother. No one really spoke to the corporate professional. And brands were focused on selling protein in big, bulky, black boxes. They made it very intimidating. Protein was not relatable. It was not something that could be habitual. So I wanted to solve this problem. And that is how the idea of Fit Feast came in my head in 2021. It was fitness while feasting. Protein while not compromising on taste. So in 2021, I started looking for manufacturers to build this product for me. The first manufacturer I called, they told me something I still remember to this day. भाई, हम 100 टन से कम का ऑर्डर नहीं लेते. And he cut the call. I had to contextualize in my mind how much 100 ton meant. It was 1 lakh kgs. I was like, that is crazy. I don't have that much capital on me. So I moved on to the next manufacturer. He told me he only works with veteran and established companies. I searched for hundreds of manufacturers and finally stumbled upon someone who was willing to work with me with a lower minimum order quantity. And with them, we launched the brand in 2021. When we launched the brand, I learned performance marketing out of my own, and we started getting some sales on our own website. But I knew in order to build a good brand in India, you have to invest a lot in marketing, in branding, in logistics, in your product, in R&D. And I frankly did not have capital because I had invested the 10 to 15 lakh savings from my 2 years of job into the business. So I started approaching investors. I went to LinkedIn, messaged every investor out there, messaged every VC firm out there, got replies from probably 1 2%, set up meetings from probably 1.1% of them. The first investor told me something I still remember. भाई engineering करके chips क्यों बेच रहा है? It was really demotivating. But then I remembered why I started in the first place. I decided not to give up. The second investor told me, everything looks good on paper, Aditya, but the market is cluttered. We won't be able to invest. And the third and the fourth and the fifth and so on, every investor gave some vague reason not to invest in the company. At this point, I had the choice whether to shut the business or to move forward. I thought सामने समुंदर है, उसमें कूद जाते हैं, जो होगा देखा जाएगा. And one day I met this investor, his name is Rajiv. He agreed to invest a small sum of 5 lakh in the company. But more than the money, he told me a very beautiful line. He said, Aditya, business may, if you're able to survive for the long run, then one day magic happens on its own. This line has a very deep meaning. It means that if you start a business, let's say you're not able to make it grow, even in the worst case, if you're just able to keep it afloat over a period of 5+ years, one day you'll be in the right room, maybe with the right investor, maybe with the right vendor, maybe with the right customer, maybe with the right employee, maybe with the right co-founder. And the odds would be stacked in your favor, and you'd end up cracking that deal or cracking that investment and becoming successful. That day, after those words by Rajiv, I decided no matter how bad things get, I will not shut the business. I will keep surviving. So throughout 2022, 2023, we were growing very small, but I kept the business afloat. We were almost operating at a break even, and we were just managing to keep the business afloat. Simultaneously, I was a huge fan of Shark Tank India. I used to follow Shark Tank US, Mark Cuban, and all of the great entrepreneurs in the US. And when Shark Tank came to India in 2021, I just started my business. So I first applied to Shark Tank India in 2022. Out of 1 lakh applications, we managed to get into the top 1000 applications. So this is top 1%. But Shark Tank has a 4-phase process. So first phase is a Q&A process. Second is where you upload an audition video. Third is where you pitch in front of the Sony team. And the fourth one is where you pitch in front of the Sharks. So we reached the third stage. But unfortunately, we got eliminated just before the round when we were supposed to pitch in front of the Sharks. So it is like missing an exam, missing the cutoff of an exam just by 0.1 mark. In 2023, it was my second attempt of Shark Tank. It was my third year of business. I applied again. Unfortunately, the same exact story repeated again. We got into the top 1000, round 3 out of 1 lakh plus applications, but again did not manage to make it to Bombay, could not pitch in front of the Sharks. I asked myself, when would my moment in the sun come? In 2024, it was supposed to be my third attempt for Shark Tank. Everyone, even my close ones, told me, भाई Shark Tank में मत apply कर, Shark Tank वाले अपनी मर्जी से लेते हैं, business पे focus कर, Shark Tank तुझसे नहीं हो पाएगा. But I knew, for a business like FitFees, Shark Tank is instant validation of millions of Indians. It is instant trust that probably no other platform could give for a consumer brand. So I applied in stealth. And this time, I didn't just manage to get in. I managed to walk out from the tank with a deal from 2 sharks. So on March 13th, 2025, when our Shark Tank episode aired, people just thought it was overnight success, right? Shark Tank crack ho gaya, business thoda bahut chal jayega, nahi bhi chalega, right? What they did not see, what was beyond the visible was, I, for the last 4 years, was donning the hat of a business development manager, of an operations manager, of a marketeer, of a customer service executive, of a logistics executive, of a finance controller, of a chief marketing officer, of a chief finance officer, of a chief executive officer, and an office boy as well. So what I mean to say is, I was doing all of this, the boring work, the mundane work, showing up to office every day, doing everything from finance to marketing to admin work to talking with investors to also mopping my office a lot of the days because I was really a one-man army. I had a very lean team. Because of this boring work and the foundation we had built, we managed to get on Shark Tank India. After Shark Tank, our sales grew almost 10 times. We managed to raise around 7 crores in venture capital. And we got a lot of inbounds from customers, investors, vendors from all over the country. I think there's a very beautiful dialogue in Bollywood. किसी चीज़ को अगर दिल से चाहो तो पूरी कायनात उसे तुमसे मिलाने में लग जाती है. It happened with me with Shark Tank. But I would add a small nuance to this dialogue. I would say किसी चीज़ को अगर दिल से चाहो पूरी कायनात उसे तुमसे मिलाने में तब लगती है जब तुम्हारी कोशिश में कोई कमी नहीं रहती. The universe will conspire to give you what you want when you keep trying, even when times are worst. Recently, we also onboarded Akshar Patel, Indian all-rounder, and Shane Watson as our brand partners. And as I said in the beginning of the speech, we did a shoot with Shane Watson. He's a partner in the company that we're building. So I really believe in manifestation. And I really believe dreams don't die when you fail. They die when you stop trying. Thank you.